Alright. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this Turkey and Greece earthquake that recently happened. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says, a British family caught up in the 5.8 magnitude earthquake that shook western Turkey and the Greek islands has said the jolts felt like bombs landing. At least one person, a teenage girl, died in an earthquake-related incident, and 69 others were injured as they attempted to jump from buildings in the Turkish resort town of Marmaris, close to the epicenter of Tuesday morning's quake. Matthew McCormick, a father of two from Belfast who was holidaying in Rhodes, said his wife and children had just fallen asleep when they heard a loud rumbling noise. He said, my gut feeling was either there's been bombs landing somewhere or it's an earthquake. The European Mediterranean Seismological Center said the quake happened at a depth of 42 miles shortly after 2 a.m. on Tuesday morning. There was no tsunami alert from the EMSC, but heavy shaking was felt in Rhodes, just 29 kilometers to the south, as well as on other islands around the Aegean Sea. Yeah, so this is exactly what the men of the Lord have been talking about. Us being Salakia. Us being in the last days, the Lord is turning up all of these different judgments. Like it says in 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And clearly we are in some very dangerous times full of danger. All these earthquakes, potential volcano eruptions, tornadoes, hurricanes, things are just getting increasingly worse. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm, and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's exactly what the Lord is visiting the world with. Earthquakes, storms, tempests, and fires. Canada is currently on fire, or parts of Canada. They're currently dealing with a lot of wildfires. America is getting hit with a lot of storms and tempests. And now you had the earthquake out there in Turkey and in Greece. Like, there is no getting around these scriptures. Matthew 24:7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And when you look up the definition of diverse, it means many or multiple. And there are earthquakes happening all throughout the world of different magnitudes. Second Ezra 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and there are plenty of both, plenty of earthquakes happening throughout the world, and plenty of uproars of the people in the form of protests. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And that's what we're seeing. All these geological storms, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, the earthquakes, the wildfires, the volcano eruptions, these are all signs from the Lord of the last days that we're clearly living in. And like myself and other brothers have been saying, a lot of people are going to get wounded and killed in these times. Deuteronomy 32:39. See now that I, even I, am he, and there is no power with me. I kill and I make alive. I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. And clearly that's what's happening. People are getting wounded and killed in these earthquakes. People are getting wounded and killed because of these storms and tempests. People are getting wounded and killed because of these fires. People are getting wounded and killed in car crashes and in shootings and in stabbings and in animal attacks. And this is all the judgment of the Heavenly Father. It has nothing to do with Mother Nature and all these other excuses or whatever people will come up with. Like, this is all the Lord's work. Psalms 9:16, the Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands, Higayon Selah. So that earthquake that killed that girl and injured those people, that was judgment of the Lord. Plain and simple. And a lot of people can't wrap their head around that. But at the end of the day, that's what it was. It was the Lord's judgment. And the Lord is going to continue to dish out these judgments, and more people are going to get wounded and killed, and that's just what it is. We are in the last days, and things are just going to get increasingly worse. But those of us of the hopeful elect, as long as we continue to fear the Lord, stay prayed up, continue to rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our ability, follow the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our ability, the Lord, he's going to keep his hedge of protection over us and our loved ones. So we don't really have to worry about these things. Just focus on continuing to fervently and diligently serve the Lord, and he'll keep us safe. It's these wicked, carnal, simple-minded people out here whom the Lord is angry with that have to be worried about these things, because they're the ones whom the Lord is targeting with these judgments. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, the water Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, for putting his spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.